work out and be spiritual at the same time. So I think it's definitely possible to be a spiritual person and work out. I'm not sure where along history this kind of divided itself. You have very ego-driven people in the fitness scene, you know. But at one point they were hand in hand. Fitness was spiritual, and vice versa. I'm gonna go over some of the things that fitness and lifting weights has done for me when it comes to spirituality, psychology, just the way I live my life. So yeah, number one is lifting weights made me more resilient as a person. I was able to push through lifting weights and hit my goals, and then use that same mentality for other things in life, just about everything else in life, whether that's work or relationships. Became more resilient. Another thing that working out taught me was patience. That was a big one. I've chosen to stay natural my whole lifting career, and so many people know when your natural gains, they come slower than when you're taking, let's say, steroids or anabolics or peptides or even SARMs. Some of this stuff, I haven't messed with any of that stuff for my own personal beliefs, mainly health beliefs. But so yeah, it's taught me patience. Muscle gets put on slow, and fat comes off slow. So in order to hit the goals that I wanted to hit, I had to be patient with the goals that I wanted to hit. Yeah, so some other things fitness and lifting weights has done for me. It has made me more sympathetic towards people, more empathetic towards people, more compassionate towards people. People on the outside may wonder how fitness can do that. When you're lifting weights, it's a mind-body connection, and even if you're not trying to develop that connection, which I advise everyone who works out does, you're still developing that connection, just unconsciously. You realize that there's people on all levels in the fitness scene, and you can take that analogy for anything in life. People are all on their own path. I believe that just like with fitness and lifting, people that know better do better. These are my beliefs, but they've been discovered through my fitness journey. So yeah, I've become more compassionate towards other people, towards people that maybe don't have the same mindset as me. When I was younger, I used to be kind of a punk, like literally into punk rock. I still love punk rock, but I kind of had that mentality where if you didn't think the way that I think, you were an enemy. And fitness kind of switched that to where, even my enemies are my friends now, if that makes sense. Certain people, obviously, I gravitate with more than others, right? But I no longer look at people as my enemy, even people with maybe, let's say, opposite beliefs as mine. That's, again, something the fitness scene has taught me too, because in the gym scene, especially nowadays, there's people on all sides of the political spectrum, the religious spectrum. It's gotten way more progressive, and there's everybody and everything in fitness cultures now, which I think is a good thing. But it teaches you that not everybody thinks the same way as you do, and that's okay. I do believe everyone's doing the best they can for where they're at. So yeah, another thing fitness, lifting weights has done for me is it's helped with my sleep. Used to be someone who stays up super late in high school, watching Adult Swim, watching Comedy Central. Those days are kind of done. I'm able to go to sleep at a reasonable time now, wake up at a reasonable time, generally pretty early for work. But when you work out, it lets out some of that excess energy that you have. It's much easier to fall asleep, right? Another thing fitness has done for me is just helped with my overall mood. There's studies coming out now showing that lifting weights is amazing for people with PTSD, people with high stress lifestyles, people with anxiety. And I think people in the scene kind of have known this, but now there's actually studies that have come out and supported these things. I don't really know the science behind it, but I know when you move your body, it can help release some of that trauma. Trauma gets stored in the body. And like the gazelle who's being chased by a lion, after he survives that, if he does, they kind of tremble and shake off that trauma so they don't hold it. But humans, we struggle with that, so we hold on to trauma our whole lives. And I think movement, it's been shown that movement can help with that. So it can help with trauma, it can help with overall mood. It's a great stress relief. I know when I'm having a stressful day or a high anxiety day, I can go to the gym, let out those stresses on the weights. And it works. When I'm done with my workout, I feel 1,000 times better. The best workouts, I'm not even thinking about the stresses. It's just, I'm kind of channeling, right? So my brain is like, all I'm thinking about is moving the weights from A to B. Or if I'm doing cardio, just putting in some music and busting out some cardio. But I'm not even really thinking about my stresses. And yet, when I'm done, when my brain starts firing again, those stresses aren't as serious. I'm able to push through those much easier. I feel better, right? So I think there's some serotonin release when you move your body, whether that be, even just hiking or walking or running to lifting weights. There are mental and spiritual benefits to working out, and they go underlooked. It's one of the reasons I started this channel, just to talk about some of the benefits that, are not just physical, but mental and spiritual as well. Some other spiritual things that working out has done for me is it's gotten me in touch with my breath, my breathing. I'm really able to slow down my breathing. Talked about breathing in another video. Try to link it at the end of this one, how you should be breathing when you're lifting weights. But basically eccentric, when you're stretching out the muscles, you should be inhaling through the nose. Concentric, when you're contracting, you should be exhaling through the mouth. Breathing is huge. Just like with meditation, breathing is arguably the most important thing. I'd say the same when it comes to fitness. How you breathe, so it's gotten me in touch with my breath. It's gotten me to be more grounded, right? So I feel more connected to the earth, to Gaia, when I lift weights, especially lifting weights, cardio too, but when I'm, lifting heavy weight, the energy I'm literally pushing through the earth, through the ground of my feet, channeling it up to whatever body part that I'm working on. But it's a very grounding experience. And again, I think a lot of lifters, they know this, or they're at least aware of this stuff on some level, but it's just not talked about. And so, for people just getting into it, I want to point out some of these benefits. Lifting, working out in general is not just to look a certain way. I think there are a lot of other benefits with it too, psychological, like I was saying, spiritual benefits as well. Yeah, so I'm a big believer in visualization. I believe we all kind of create our reality on some level. And so another spiritual aspect of working out and lifting weights is the visualization part. For me, when I was a little overweight in high school, um, I visualized in my mind before the body got to that point of what I wanted to look like, and then I manifested that, right? Kind of like The Secret kind of stuff, but what I don't like about The Secret is they don't really talk about the action that you need to put forth. I mean, it's both, right? So everything starts with the mind's eye, visualizing things, and then you need to take action on those things in order to manifest it and bring it into your reality. So fitness is a great way to do that. If you're trying to gain muscle, right, gain weight or lose weight, you can visualize what you want to look like and then manifest that into reality. You know, the old school bodybuilders were really big on this too. I don't even think they would call themselves spiritual, but it was a form of spiritual visualization, where they would, look at bodybuilding as an art, you know, sculpting the body on what they wanted it to look like, and then using action via training and dieting to achieve that look that they have in their mind, right? This is where aesthetics came from. It's more than just putting on muscle and losing weight. There's this whole visualization and art side of it, right? It's kind of been lost in the modern age of bodybuilding, where it's just about getting as big as possible. But you listen to some of these old guys speak, Arnold, even before Arnold, and there was a lot of spirituality in it. I'm not sure they would call it that, but that's what it was. They used the power of the mind's eye to visualize what they want to look like, and then took action on that to bring it into reality. And I think those skills you can use for anything in life, not just bodybuilding and fitness, but anything else. Yeah, some other things. Working out, fitness, resistance training. It's helped with my posture. It's helped me to stand up straight. Not that I had terrible posture before I got into working out, but it definitely has helped it. If you train correctly, your posture will get better. The way you stand and walk about the earth will get better. Your head will be held up high. It can build confidence working out, even if you're not trying to lose or gain any weight. Just that act can help with confidence. It can help you get in touch with your emotions. Just all the emotions too, not just happiness, but sadness and everything else. It's an emotional tool as well as a physical tool, working out. And I'd say, besides music, and maybe some art, working out is one of the most emotional things you can do. Again, not talked about because it's looked at as kind of this macho thing, but that's really not the case. Fitness can be super emotional. You talk to anyone who's made, crazy body transformations or just been in the scene a long time, and if they're being honest, they'll tell you how emotional it can be. All the emotions, right? So, I think that's worth talking about too, is the emotional side of working out. So yeah, made me more compassionate, made me more sympathetic, made me more resilient, just made me a more spiritual person overall when I started working out and getting into fitness. Got more in touch with my mind's eye, bringing my visions into reality. Again, not just with fitness and working out, but with all things in life. There's powerful tools. So yeah, I believe spirituality and working out, they go hand in hand. In India, one of the oldest cultures, they knew this. They had the mace work, right? Where they have these giant maces. These go back thousands of years. The ancient Greeks knew this as well, but it's kind of gotten lost. And then in the resurgence that's happened recently, it's kind of been hijacked by this, macho root chakra type energy, but you know, it's really for everybody. There are just as much, if not more, spiritual and psychological benefits to working out as there are physical. So I think it's for everybody. I think it's a blessing if you're able to work out. And yeah, I tell everybody, you know, make fitness a part of your life. You don't have to make it your whole life. That can be unhealthy, right? But make it a part of your life. And you can use the things you learn from it in other aspects of your life as well. A few more things I wanted to mention before I wrapped up. Working out and fitness has soothed my soul on many levels. You know, it soothes my body as well. Letting out that anxiety and stress, like I talked about earlier, but it soothes my soul as well. Makes me a happier person overall, makes me a less anxious person overall. Anyone who's struggling with anxiety or just stresses or trauma, right? I mean, everyone has trauma, some more than others, but I'm a believer that everybody has trauma in their life. Even if you've had a blessed and good life, there's still things that have probably traumatized you over the years that I believe get stored in the body. And you know, meditation and you know, therapy are great tools to help with that, but I think movement is an ultimate tool, and you know, that should be incorporated as well. And like I said, it doesn't have to be hitting the weights. It can be going for a walk every day. It can be hiking. Could be sports, Muay Thai. Back when I used to play basketball, I would get in like basically a channeled state where hours would go by. I'd be balling with my friends, right? Like five on five full court. Great example of this, high energy. Hours would go by. It only would seem like, you know, 30 minutes would go by. Yeah, I look at the clock, like 3 hours go by, right? I'm channeling that. I'm in such a happy mood that time is just flying by. And I think people can relate to that with other things in life too. Time just goes super fast when you're enjoying what you're doing. And so, yeah, fitness, it soothes my soul as well as my body, as well as my mind. It's helped with my trauma, my anxiety, my stress. I recommend it for everybody. It can be nerve-wracking when you're starting out. That's why I'm making some of these videos to kind of help with people that are just starting. But I promise you, you stick with it, and you're gonna love the results you get. You know, both physically, mentally, and spiritually as well. So, thank you. I appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. Feel free to write me a message if you have any questions or any topics that you would like me to discuss. But yeah, I so appreciate it. You guys help this channel grow. I'll link some of my videos here at the end. But yeah, so appreciate you guys subscribing, helping me out. Hope to get out some more content for you guys soon. Thank you.